taken off of the agenda, what they're trying to do is make the presentation which would allow them to go forward with their NPD applications. It's pretty obvious.
I'll be a judge of that. Thank you.
Well,
No,
are you going to allow them to make the presentation?
The agenda specifically states that we may present anything that's not on the agenda for tonight, and our presentation is not on the agenda, so we should be allowed to speak for this agenda.
Are you going to call this your presentation? Are you going to use this to submit your application?
We are talking during public comment.
If that in that case,
we do have a 5-minute limit on.
But Bob, it'll satisfy a legal requirement.
So you stop.
They're going to use this to check
quiet. I'm talking to the planning commission.
Do you want me to talk over them?
Talk over them.
All right, I'm going to continue talking. You guys can figure it out.
Please sit down. You will be allowed 5 minutes.
Right. Thank you.
I think it should stipulate that this is not, the planning commission does not take this as any way a presentation that would satisfy requirements for an NPD application.
I agree.
Hear that?
All right, I'm going to continue.
This is a public comment. This is not a presentation to in any way satisfy requirements towards an NPD application. Understood?
Can I continue?
Is that understood?
I'm going to continue.
Is that understood?
No, that is not understood.
So you don't agree that this is in fact your presentation to.
We are using public comment to talk about our NPD application.
This is part of your NPD application process then?
We are talking about our NPD application.
Is this part of your NPD application
We are
process?
talking about our NPD application. They're not on the agenda, and we are asking to talk about our NPD application.
Is this to satisfy your requirements?
We will be arguing that it satisfies the requirements under your code. There is no requirement that we be on the agenda in order to speak about these during public comment.
I disagree. There is a requirement, and the planning commission does have control of that agenda. We've already discussed it, and we determined to take that off of the agenda.
Right, and so we get public comment. It says here that you can talk about any items that are not on the agenda. Our applications are not on the agenda tonight, and so we're asking to use the 5 minutes that are allotted to the 3 people that met us here to talk about our NPD applications.
Well, I guess they can't, there's not a quorum.
If
Sit down, please.
I will. But before you start, I have questions about the
Is
constitution
this my time to
of the
talk?
planning
Can I
commission.
talk? I thought I was.
This is an illegal meeting.
Planning commission meeting?
Yes.
Is an illegal meeting?
Yes, it is.
Not a valid planning commission.
I can read these comments after they try to make their presentation. But none of you, as far as I know, have, well, I'll read this. The city's created a situation whereby the very makeup of the planning commission is brought into question.
You know,
This
just
may
gotta
have compromised.
ask. I mean, I was recognized by the chair to speak, and now somebody else is speaking. I mean, how's this?
I think we want to have a legal committee first.
Let's hear this, whether we're even going to have a meeting tonight, according to this.
This may have compromised past actions of the commission, will certainly compromise future actions until the situation is resolved. State law sets the terms of commission members and the method of their appointment, including appointment for unexpired terms. RCW 3563-030 requires in part the term of office for the first appointed members appointed to each commission, to such commission, shall be designated from 1 to 6 years in such manner as to provide that the fewest possible terms will expire in any 1 year. Thereafter, the term of office for each appointed member shall be 6 years. Vacancies occurring otherwise than through the expiration of terms shall be filled for the unexpired terms. These requirements for establishment of 6-year terms and filling of unexpired terms was reflected in Black Diamond Municipal Code in 1984. BDMC 2.24.010 provides, I'm not going to read this in its entirety, I'll summarize it. Terms were supposed to have been established in 1984, 6-year terms. They were staggered so that they would expire at the end of each year. One term would expire, except that terms 6 and 7, for positions 6 and 7, would expire in the same year. When a person is appointed to the council, to the commission rather, they are to be appointed and then confirmed by the city council. If somebody resigns from the commission, and I understand that you may be resigning, then that term is, the appointment is only for the unexpired portion of the term. I don't think any of you know what position number you are. I don't think any of you know when your term expired. And I don't know if any of you were reconfirmed at the end of that term. I notified the city of this, made them aware of it on December 1st. And I asked at that time that they establish, that they go back to 1984, work it through and figure out which commission member has been properly appointed, what their term is, what their position number is. Now, when somebody is appointed to fill your term after you resign, it could end up being as short as 2 weeks, or it could be 5 years. In any case, it's not going to be a 6-year term, as the mayor claims. So I'll read again. I brought the situation to the attention of the city administration on December 1st, after I became aware that the mayor would be appointing a person to fill an unexpired term. I wish to know which term that would be, so I know how much time would remain in that term. It could range from a few weeks to about 5 years, depending upon which position was being filled. I requested the records that showed which commissioner held what position number in 1984, and the history of appointments since that date for each of the position numbers. Also, I requested the position number of the seat that will be open on December 7th, 2011. I believe that the city would recognize the seriousness of the situation and rapidly reconstruct the required history to establish position numbers. Instead, I received a response yesterday that would take an additional 30 days to search the records. That's a total of 5 weeks. Until this situation is straightened out, all appointments to the commission are subject to challenge, as are its meetings and future actions, on the basis that it's not a legally constituted body. And then, not knowing that this was going to occur, I said I urge the commissioners to strongly recommend that the city administration resolve this issue as rapidly as possible. The city has no choice other than to bring itself into compliance with state law and municipal code.
Actually, that's going to be executive session, you discussed it.
Yeah,
John, Bob.
we're going to executive session to discuss this.
They have the right to go in executive session for the rules.
We'll take a look. Of course, you realize you have no legal counsel this evening.
That's fine.
That's because Yarrow Bay didn't announce their intentions.
Mr. Edelman's issue has nothing to do with what Yarrow Bay is doing here.
Certainly it does. If he's not presenting it in front of a valid planning commission, Steve, then it doesn't satisfy the legal requirement.
Mr. Edelman's assertion that the
The
planning
public
commission
isn't
is not
allowed to
informed
get talking
has
on
nothing to
this,
do with what Mr.
otherwise you'll be ejected.
He's addressing me,
No, well, he shouldn't be.
then tell him so too.
So if you guys want to do that, you can. Again, there's nothing in your rules of procedure about exec sessions.
Actually, there is.
I think we're explicitly it's either section 8 or 9. That's where I kind of get it.
No, excuse me, it's serious. Only held in accordance with the State Open Public Meetings Act. So you need to cite what provision under the State Open Public Meetings Act you'd be entering into executive session for. Threat of litigation,
Yes.
Yes,
personnel issues.
yes.
What's the personnel issue? That would deal with the city staff.
Well, we can't discuss it now because it's not executive
No,
session.
but what I'm saying is when you announce you're going to executive session, you have to declare under what reason are you going to executive session. Is it a litigation, real estate, purchase of real estate, or a real estate transaction, or a personnel issue?
Go to litigation.
Litigation.
Okay, then I guess we have to ask the people to clear the room,